This is always the like worst part of any live is you don't actually know when you are live and on people's screens, and it's kind of nerve-wracking. So if you can see this, if somebody could like comment, that'd be awesome because it's not showing me that I'm live. That's par for the course. All right. Oh, I have comments, so I feel better now. Thanks, guys. So I'm outside at my house because the insanity is still happening inside. It's 9 o'clock at night and AJ is still up. My husband's on the phone with his mom. My daughter, I don't even know what she's doing. Last I knew she was in the bathtub, but I'm pretty sure that might be over. I don't know. It's just craziness at my house at this hour. So I'm outside and hopefully all of this is coming through okay and the lighting like doesn't go totally nuts because it's dark. I intended to do this much earlier than I am. So yeah, an announcement at noon. And I did not go live and make an announcement at noon. Hi, Dad. Hi, Emily. Because just things happened. And things happen all the time. That's just the way life is. But what that kind of led us to was now, you know, we had a really cool big announcement planned. And now it was like, okay, we can either reschedule and do this, you know, another time. Suck it up and do it different. And kind of feel like the theme for life lately has been, you know what, do the best you can with what you've got. So instead of the super exciting, like full of entertainment video this was meant to be for this announcement, you get me. And I'm going to do my best to be entertaining, but it's just me. So I have notes. I'm going to try to stick with them. Hey, Taylor. Hey, Tom. Hi, Mickey. And get through this. So really that it's going to make a difference, and I don't really want to wait any longer to try to make that difference. So I'm going to try to go through the what, the why, and then break into what the contest and fundraiser is that's tied to this. So if that does not give it away, we are launching a nonprofit. And it is for parents of kids that have special needs, medical needs, caregivers, for the families, for the parents. And if you're one of those people or you know one of those people, stick around because I promise there's information in here that may be useful for you, especially if you live in Iowa. So for about the last 6 months or so, I've been working with this amazing community of mostly women. There are a couple of men who have been involved behind the scenes, surveys, doing polls, doing pilot trials, doing focus groups, trying to figure out what it is exactly that the kind of caregiver community really needs. And we've hit a point where we think we've got a pretty good plan nailed down. You know, it's going to change because that's what happens with the world and with things that, you know, will evolve as we go. But we think we're in a great place to start. The feedback has been amazing. The people who have participated have been amazing. I cannot say enough good things about those who have hung out with us through the last 6 months worth of just trial and error and making things up as we go. So what the nonprofit really is, it's called More. So actually the one cool thing that I do have from the initial plan launch is I can put a cool little graphic on the screen. That's the extent of my like coolness, but I have to do it myself. Look at that, like me. So it's called More for Caregivers. And what we do is we provide personal development opportunities to parents of children with special healthcare needs. We left that definition as broad as we could to make sure that it was super inclusive. So it doesn't matter if you're, now I've got bugs because I'm outside, sorry guys. It doesn't matter if you're a parent of a child that has, you know, type 1 diabetes, if they have cancer, if they have Down syndrome, we wanted it to be an inclusive place where you could be and get some support. So we know that there's already charities and support group things that exist for, a lot of these specific diagnoses. So people who have, like, there's the Hawkeye Area Down Syndrome Association, and I'm a member of that, and I love them. There's, the national organizations like DSDN, and I fully intend to continue to be involved in that and supporting that as well. We really wanted to do something different that wasn't the same as what these people are doing, strictly focused on the caregivers. So I guess I will back up a little and go into story time. I don't need notes for story time because that's my story. So when Avery was born, I definitely had, a bout of postpartum depression. I did not get it diagnosed. I did not do anything with it. I, powered through it. And when AJ was born, I didn't really have that right out the gate. Instead, I, had the immediate, shove into fight or flight, into survivor mode, into, let's do what we got to do to get by, because, every minute something was new, something was changing. In survival mode for probably a good year. Feeling like they're always in survival mode, like trying to just get through the day and get to the next thing on their plate so that they can just keep going. And, the reality, we stayed in that mode for sure until we came home. We came home at AJ had been almost a year old. And so it'd been 330 some days. So that whole time, going back and forth to Philadelphia, multiple surgeries, his trach placement, all of those are trying to get by. And, while we were in the hospital, it was one thing. You've got a set schedule, you've got people helping you with your routine, and you really kind of don't have a lot of leeway because everything's, charted and has to happen when it's supposed to. So you get home, and at that point, that's when I felt like it was that almost postpartum depression had come back. Now, obviously, it's not postpartum depression. Probably could just call it depression, but it felt the same as it did when I came home with Avery. I had this kid. I didn't know what I was supposed to do with him. And, somebody's not watching my every move. So there was a lot of learning to be done. There was a lot of that kind of uneasiness, that uncertainty, that, I don't know what I'm up to stuff just going on. And I struggled with it a lot. And at the same time, you're still in that survival mode. So on top of that, it's crazy being a parent in the first place. Now you're doing appointments and medicine and orders and figuring out where you're going to store things and trying to remember if you pack the emergency bag and being prepared for the possibility that, his trach can come out at any minute, and, bagging your kid, on a Tuesday and trying to go back to work on a Wednesday. And it was just mass. Really, I locked myself into this state of, and a lot of us do, and it's fair, locked into this kind of constant worry, the isolation, the, I'm not going to leave my space. I'm so used to, like, I just want to stay near him and I want to protect him. And then it just, mostly isolation. And the reality is we almost didn't do this launch during COVID. We almost said there's a pandemic going around. People can't, give. That's, necessarily true. But I also sat there and thought, a lot of what's happening with COVID, with the pandemic, with the uneasiness, with do I send my kid to school or do I not? A lot of that relates back to the things that us as special needs parents, not all of us, it depends on what's going on in your life, what your kid's diagnosis is, what you're like, but it's a lot of the same things. So that uneasiness, that uncertainty, that heavy like feeling that is there all the time. This is honestly the closest I have come to being able to explain it to somebody that doesn't have a special needs kid, where I'm like, that whole idea of, did I, catch something? Am I going to catch something? Should I wear a mask? Should I not wear a mask? Should I do this? I'm mad at this person for not wearing a mask. Like, everything is crazy, and you're processing all of these thoughts all of the time. And that's really what being a special needs parent, it was, and it still is, a really, really, really difficult road to walk on. And I love my friends. I do. My friends are amazing. And they have supported me like no other. But the reality is that I also used it as a crutch sometimes. I was into such a kind of depressive, isolated, like anything mode that I would say, oh, I can't do that today. We don't, we XYZ reason. And I would blame it on my kid, which is awful. And that is like, I don't know. But the point is that I really got into kind of this mindset, this habit of not getting out and not doing things. I don't really know what made me do it. I did start working with a therapist. I don't want to in any way negate the fact that therapy is amazing. And I did start had happened, and where I'd been and how to process them and how to kind of deal with those things. Sorry, now I'm echoing at myself over here. But ultimately, I still just didn't really put myself out there too much. As I kept going, I eventually joined Nest, which there's a couple of the Nest girls that have commented on the video, so that's awesome to see you guys there. And I also went to the U conferences, which is the conference that I just spoke at virtually not that long ago. When I went, it wasn't virtual. It was crazy COVIDness. But I went to those things, and I kind of realized that I had to be, and didn't have a lot of, goals or things that I was focusing on for me. And I needed to really get back into that. And so while I was there, I met Alex. And I can't remember if I met her at the U conferences. I can't remember if I met her at the Nest events. She was at both places. So maybe it was just the combination of, this girl is like bombarded into my life in every angle. So I gotta do, like, I guess I gotta listen to her. And I was coach. And I remember at the time thinking that a life coach sounds like something for somebody who like doesn't understand that you're supposed to get up in the morning, do things, and go to bed at night. Like, I just really had no clue what a life coach did. I do now. So, but because like as I listened to her between those two different events and places, I decided after they were over that I would just, and we had that phone call, and I walked into it not expecting much. And that was the first time I really just realized where I was and what was going on with my life. And I burst into tears, which for those of you who know me, know that that's not something that I ever really did. I was like a bottle it up. Like, you've seen me cry maybe twice. And once was when AJ was born, and I could blame like I just gave birth, like hormones going on. I'm not somebody who gets emotional about things. I'm not somebody who would previously cry like that. And I remember just bawling at her and thinking like, oh my gosh, I am making such a, and I don't even know what we were talking about. I really don't. But I knew by the end of that phone call, I was like, this is kind of ridiculous, because I know now that I need to hire this girl so that I can cry at her, which is like the most like ridiculous thing in the world. And that's not what the extent of life coaching is, but the fact that she could kind of, in that very short window of time, get through to me that I was not doing as well as I felt like I was doing. And that I really needed to do more for myself and to be more for myself, and that my family would be better if, like, happier, they would enjoy my presence more. I don't know how much they still enjoy it, but maybe they enjoy it more. If I could just, love myself a little more and spend a little bit more time with myself and have some more goals and ambitions and do things for me instead of just constantly chasing the next thing and being in survival mode all of the time. Coaching at that point, Alex has been amazing. I don't know where I would be without her. And I don't know, but I know for a fact that this organization wouldn't be getting started if it wasn't for her, because it was her that helped me realize is kind of, she helped me kick off, okay, you want to reach people, you help people. So we dusted off the blog, you want to, that that's not reaching enough people, you want to help them in different ways. So I did a 6-week not life coaching, but a 6-week time management course and I tried on coaching myself. I didn't really call myself a coach. I don't ever think that would be a thing. And I learned I'm not a coach. I don't want to be a coach. And that's not my personality and how I want to serve. But I still feel like this is something that special needs parents needed. And so I had a call with her one day and we were talking about it, and she said to me, this is something people need. This is something that you yourself aren't going to be able to give them. So how can you get this out to people? And it really ultimately came down to bugs again. That's what you get for being outside at night. It came down to I'm a planner. I put things in boxes. Those of you who work with me, scheduled and organized, and the right answer was, let's just get these services out into other people. So that's where the crazy journey started. That's where all the pilots, all the surveys, all of the let's understand what the need is am I the only one that thinks this is needed? Are other people? Let's give it a shot and give it a go and see what happens. And so we've done a number of pilots. We've done a number of things. We've had some families go through. The feedback has made me cry again. Because so the kind of stone of the nonprofit, to circle back, this is why I have notes and I'm not doing very good following them. So again, sorry. But so the cornerstone of the nonprofit is to provide coaching services. So right now, what we do is we get people in, we get you signed up, we get you set up with a coach. You get 3 months of one-on-one life coaching. So that's somebody working directly with you, not in a group, not, with multiple people. That's you one-on-one with somebody who's really trying to help you figure out what your goals are. Like, what are you working on? Where do we need to focus? For me, when Alex and I started talking, I, probably could have told you I had all these great outlandish dreams and goals. But we started with, hey, you need to sleep. You have to eat, not eat healthy. It wasn't necessarily about what I was eating. At times it was just, did you even eat? Because there were days where I didn't, or it'd get to be 9 o'clock at night and I'm like, oh, I didn't eat today. And it was just the really quick setting some goals, getting myself onto a good foundation and moving forward. And that's going to look different for everybody that walks into this. Not everybody needs help with that. People, what your goals will be different than, the person sitting next to you. But ultimately, you have goals, right? And so we get people after that, do a bit of an evaluation and figure out, what do you really need to support you going forward? Do we need to look at moving you into group coaching with other people? Do we look at, do you need some more help with your nutrition? Would it help to meet with somebody that can help you figure out like what you're eating or fitness, physical therapy, oh my goodness, personal training, all of those, what do you as a person need, rather than, just let's put a blanket on it and provide this stuff and come get what you need. Because the reality is, if you'd asked me, I didn't need to work on sleeping and eating. I needed somebody, I needed to work on like these. And the reality is I didn't know what I needed out the gate. And that's not a bad thing to admit, to sit down with somebody and really work your way through what's going on and what's happening. So that's kind of me going off on a total tangent. What the goal is and what the purpose is. What else was on my list? See, this is where you really needed the entertainment we had originally planned for yesterday, because I am not going to do a song and dance for you, that's for sure. I might if the bugs keep flying at me. Oh, shoot, geez. The launch itself. So we are officially on where, I don't know, for caregivers.org. There is specifically, we wanted to do kind of a celebration. We wanted to have a party, because that's what you do when you do fun, crazy things, right? You have a party, except you can't have a party in the middle of all of this insanity, so that wasn't actually an option. So a little bit of thinking and a little bit of kind of going outside of the box, and we came up with the idea of, what we can is celebrate the caregivers themselves. We can bring the party to them. This doesn't need to be a party for, us. Like, I want to celebrate other people. So we came up with the plan, the idea, got some musicians on board. We still got some people kind of coming in, so we'll announce who they are throughout the month. If you are, or if you know of a caregiver who would like to be nominated, you do have to be in Iowa. You do have to have a child with special health care needs, but that's it for requirements. You could live anywhere in the state as long as you are within the state. You can nominate that person to receive a caregiver celebration. And what that is going to look like is going to be a socially distanced celebration where we will have a musician come to your house and kind of serenade you. I don't know if that's the right word, but celebrate you. For you and your family to, be able to just kind of celebrate that minute. We all can't get out and go to concerts right now. And for a lot of special needs families, it's hard to get out and go to that kind of stuff anyway. So we're bringing that to people, to their front yard. You do have to have a yard space. I guess there are a couple more pieces. You do have to have a space to have this happen. So if you live in an apartment complex, unfortunately, we can't, get a permit to do it there. But if you have your own, front yard space or backyard space, as long as you've got the room, you are from Iowa and you are a caregiver, you can be nominated to receive one of these. So you'll get the concert, you'll get a care package that's going to be curated especially for you. There's some gifts in local businesses. There's actually coaching sessions that have been gifted in from some of the coaches. There's all kinds of stuff. So that is going on. So you can nominate that person throughout the month of August to receive one of those. And what we have decided is for every $500 raised, we will give away one celebration. So we're at right now 540, I think. I'd have to double check, that we've raised so far through this fundraiser. Technically can donate. You could have donated yesterday, but you get me announcing it today. So for every $500 that we raise, we will give away one concert, celebration, package, party for a caregiver. And, we just want to have fun with it. It's coronavirus time. I'm getting attacked by bugs. And it's just, we could all use a celebration right now. That is going on through the month of August. So you have until August 20th. The winners will be announced on September 1st. People you nominate do have to accept. So there's all kinds of instructions and stuff that is on the website. It is all there. But if you have any questions, you can either message me. This is not, outside is not my thing. You can message me. You can message the page for the organization, and we will be happy to help you with that. I feel like there was one more thing. There was. In addition to just being able to donate, you can also purchase t-shirts, or which I'm wearing mine, but I don't want to, I don't want to go too crazy, but it's got the logo on the, we'll have a heck of a mess. I meant to bring them out with me, but on the back it says, "You are more than enough." So that's on the shirts. And then there's also bracelets that you can buy that come in a really cute package that have stickers along with them. The bracelet itself is one of the metal stamped ones. It says MORE for more across it. And the kind of insert card that comes with it is stickers. And the stickers are some different affirmations that surround the word more. So things like, "I am more than enough," "I am more than what I do." I don't even remember the rest of them because my brain is fried and I've been on this live for way longer than I meant to at this point. But that is what the announcement is. That's what all of the craziness has been. Much more kind of organized fashion. So a couple like shorter things are going to go out, but I wanted to make sure that for our communities of the people that we know and that we talk to and that know us, that we got this out as kind of a bigger story with the explanation behind why and the what and all of the things. So over the next, few days and weeks and months, and we'll probably keep going into years, you'll continue to see more about all of this and what we're doing and all of the fundraisers and all of the families, some of the feedback we're going to share. And it's just, I'm so freaking thankful for all of the people who have made this a reality and who continue to help. And although we are, right now launching just in Iowa, I think it's something that really is needed, go well, we'll be able to extend beyond that. And I'm a dream big kind of person. We kind of know that about me already, if you know me. And I would love somebody wants to, step into this, no matter where you are, that you'd be able to, that we could support that. So we can't do it without the help and support of others. So if you've got the means, donate. I know that there's a lot going on in the world right now. We're going to give away the concerts as the money comes in. Once we'll be able to announce how many are happening. We'll get some more links out. We'll get some more info out. And I am now scrolling through the comments on my screen, trying to see if there were any questions or anything that came in. It is so dark out here. I look like super pale. It's so weird. I'm so used to going live on Facebook and just the regular Facebook. I think this like extra little app is like a whole new world for me. There was a question that came in about how much does it cost to get a coach. We do have a registration fee. So the registration fee is $50. So that $50 gets you the 3 months worth of coaching. So that's compared to what coaching, nothing really. But we also have scholarships because we know that, especially as you're looking at families of medical special needs children, that finances might be, a bit of a challenge. And if that's the case, we do offer scholarships for that. So registration is $50. Obviously, as we register you, you're able to donate more, but $50 is the registration. What else we got? Any other questions? Oh, thanks, guys. Thanks, Carrie. Oh, look, Alex. I don't know if you're still on here because I can't tell, but hi. Thanks, Annie. Lindsay, thank you. who are the musicians. We're still waiting on a couple of interested in becoming one. You know, if we continue, depending on how much we raise, we may need more musicians. So please send me a message. We would love to add you to our pile of people who could be amazing supporters, hanging out on a front porch of a caregiver, giving them a little serenade. It'd be awesome. I'm so excited. I don't want to stay here and take up you guys' time. I feel like I've been on this live for like ever already. It doesn't tell me how long. I feel like that's probably a good thing. But thank you guys for hanging out with me. I'm sorry I did not do a song and a dance. We'll do the fun presentation pieces yet, I'm sure. But I would love to hear from you guys if you have any questions, thoughts. We'll get the donation link put out in the nomination form for caregivers. And thank you. And a huge, extra, gigantic thank you to all involved for all of the like trialing of things, because I have put some of them through the ringer of, let's try this. I'm just kidding. Let's try this. We'll do it this way. And they've really been amazing at working with me and not, I don't know. It's just, I'm beyond thankful for all of the support and all of the help and all of the love we've had so far. The families, I see one of the girls is commenting right now. She like, it's just, the feedback has been awesome and amazing. Sorry, I can't like read and talk at the same time. This is why I should not be your Facebook Live expert at the minute. But you know, the feedback has been awesome, and I really like, they were willing to open up and share information to help us figure out what the right services were. What did people really need? And there's been a few of them that, and I see you, that have said, you know, I don't need coaching. I need, you know, I need this, I need that. I just wanted to have like a book study club or something. And we say, well, do you think you could try this out for us and just let us know what you think? And the feedback coming back then was like, oh my gosh, the feeling that I had. So hearing that kind of through so many of our participants has been awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, thanks, Dad. All right, guys. Well, I am going to run away and get off of the screen now, but I look forward to getting some more of the announcements out there, to making sure that this is just as awesome as it can be. And I appreciate all of the support, all of the love, all of the everything. And I will talk to you all again. Bye, guys. Thank you.